Lesson 71, Prefixes. Hello and welcome to this lesson. Today, we are going to talk about prefixes, the beginnings we add to words to change their meaning. Prefixes can make words negative, reverse actions, or add specific meanings like time, number, or position. Understanding prefixes will help you guess the meaning of unfamiliar words and expand your vocabulary. So, let us get started. Negative prefixes on adjectives. First, let us look at negative prefixes on adjectives. Prefixes are often used to give adjectives a negative or opposite meaning. For example, fair becomes unfair, experience becomes inexperienced, and similar becomes dissimilar. Other examples include unnatural, inedible, and disorganized. Unfortunately, there is no easy way of knowing which prefix an adjective will use to form its opposite. You need to learn them individually. Here are some important rules for the prefix in dash. In becomes im before a root beginning with m or p. For example, immature, impatient, immoral, impossible, and improbable. In becomes ir before a word beginning with r. For example, irregular, irresponsible, and irreplaceable. In becomes il before a word beginning with l. For example, illegal, illegible, and illiterate. Language help. The prefix in and its variations does not always have a negative meaning. Often, it gives the idea of inside or into. For example, internal, import, insert, and income. Negative prefixes on verbs. Now, let us look at negative prefixes on verbs. The prefixes un and dis can form the opposites of verbs, reversing the action. For example, tie becomes untie and appear becomes disappear. Here are more examples. Dis-dash, disagree, disapprove, disbelieve, disconnect, discourage, dislike, disprove, disqualify. Undash, unbend, undo, undress, unfold, unload, unlock, unveil, unwrap, unzip. Other common prefixes. Finally, let us look at other common prefixes, their meanings, and examples. Some words with prefixes use a hyphen. Check in a dictionary if you are not sure. Anti means against. For example, anti-war, antisocial, antibiotic, and antiseptic. Auto means of or by oneself. For example, autograph, autopilot, and autobiography. Bi means to or twice. For example, bicycle, bilateral, biannual, and bilingual. Ex can mean former. For example, ex-wife, ex-smoker, and ex-boss. It can also mean out of. For example, extract, exhale, and excommunicate. Micro means small. For example, microbiology, microchip, microscopic, and microwave. Mis means badly or wrongly. For example, misunderstand, mistranslate, and mislead. Mono means one or single. For example, monolingual, monologue, and monogamous. Multi means many. For example, multinational, multimedia, and multipurpose. Over means too much. For example, overdue, overtired, oversleep, and overeat. Post means after. For example, post-war, postgraduate, and post-impressionist. Pre means before. For example, preconceived, pre-war, and prejudge. Pro means in favor of. For example, pro-government and pro-revolutionary. Pseudo means false. For example, pseudoscientific and pseudo-intellectual. Re means again or back. For example, rewrite, regain, rearrange, repay, replace, and renew. Semi means half. For example, semicircular, semifinal, and semi-detached. Sub means under. For example, subway, submarine, and subdivision. Under means not enough. For example, underworked, underused, and undercooked. So, that is our lesson on prefixes. These word beginnings will help you recognize and form new words, understand meanings more easily, and expand your vocabulary with confidence.